Welcome to UC News, ucnewscanada.ca. The Canadian Crisis Response. I'm Dr. Dave. The Supreme Court of Canada has ruled that Quinte residents have the right, under the law, to cut down Trenton's parking meters after due process in which they consider the benefit of meters versus damage done to the community. For years now, the Mayor and Council have been directly involved in illegal ticketing and fundraising sweeps, the criminal code violations being fraud, theft, and contempt of court. At the root of problem is a parking policy with no legal basis, and the Mayor and Council refuse to provide such a basis. Quinte residents have strong and compelling evidence that the Mayor and Council cannot provide such a basis in law for their actions, lacking the cognitive capacity to do so, and further have personality types that work consistently against the justice system by pathological lying. As a direct result, the actions and policies of City Hall created by this leadership team rank high in the psychopathy checklists and low in the rankings of care for citizens required by roles in government. This is a type of mental illness in which a person is obsessed with the use of power over others without reason. In this Section 1, unfitness for positions in government, the person cannot provide a reason for their actions and consistently works against all principles of law and justice. In the case of parking tickets, the mentally ill person imagines themselves to be the injured party who must be compensated. The offense, which is often a mere social slight or no offense at all, is imagined to be of major proportion, requiring extreme fines coupled to the threat of unlimited state force to be used against the individual, who in most cases did nothing wrong. In antisocial personality disorder, ASPD, the person seeks positions of power over others, but despises anything to do with social health and cannot resist the temptation to abuse the lives and rights of others, particularly when money is involved. In psychopathy, the person has these behaviors, but also lacks conscience and further takes pleasure in manipulation and abuse. In these mental health conditions, all normal logic is reversed. All principles of justice are opposed, and the person gets very angry when told they make no sense and are wrong. Specifically, they claim the power to do anything they want, and further claim that no one else in society has the competency to make decisions about anything at all. The direct result is the writing of public policy that is wrong, that makes no sense, and defeats the purposes of government, law, and justice. Tied directly to the claim that only they have the right to determine the shape and direction of society, along with every detail of the lives of individuals. In Quinte West, this is the claim of the right to rule over the lives of 44,000 residents without reason, without logic, and against the principles of law. Incompetency occurs when the person does not know the meaning of words, the requirements of their position, and the purpose of government. ASPD is different, as the sociopath intentionally reverses the meaning of words to create confusion so they can do anything they want. In deliberate fraud, they use misleading language and arguments intended to misguide in order to exert power and receive benefit. And they create a government based on force, threat, and the lack of reason aimed fully at the removal of justice and recourse. Their personality is written into policy, and they believe all of society must be subservient to their will, aiming to remove all social good and benefit and direct all public funds to themselves and their friends in business, effectively forming a gang gutting security of the person. No discussion is allowed, and the policies they write are entirely illegal, lacking any basis in law, working against any sense of reason or justice, and under Section 52 of the Constitution can be disregarded without substance, force, or effect. The purpose of the person claiming power without authority, in fact, is to reject and replace the justice system, and further to replace our working constitutional democracy with an authoritarian state in which they have the ultimate rights to rule without reason or justice. All of this is active, in present, in the parking policies created by the Mayor and Council, all of which are entirely illegal and inflicting major damage across society to the extent of significantly undermining our lives and the basis of the economy. Under the law, when the entire leadership team of the Mayor and Council cannot act with reason and justice, performing their primary duties of maintaining a healthy and fair society, under the law it is the legal right, freedom, and responsibility of citizens as the primary employers of government, workers, to do the work the Mayor and Council are not capable of doing, and to direct them as to the duties of their positions required by law. The Mayor and Council say that if we want justice, get a lawyer. As a direct result of these orders, many Quinte residents have obeyed in eager desire to do as instructed and have prepared for the Mayor and Council a public class action lawsuit fully open for public engagement as required by Section 11D of the Constitution Act. Here, we are not concerned with the persons, but only with the policies submitted as evidence of unsound minds operating in poor judgment. Anyone who has ever received an unfair parking ticket can join and afterwards take part in the delight of cutting the meters down.